The finance industry is an exciting global industry that is constantly advancing and expanding. These days, a lot of people are trying to break into the exciting and powerful industry. Who can blame them? There are so many reasons to break into the world of finance. For one, it's home to some of the richest and most powerful people in the world, many of whom have forged iconic careers out of making the most profitable investments that have, in turn, yielded them unimaginable wealth and power within the economy, and even politics sometimes. From hedge fund stars to reclusive investment moguls, meet the 10 richest people in finance. Number 10. Robert BUDI HARTONO, $14.9 billion. Born on April 28, 1941, Robert BUDI HARTONO is a Chinese-Indonesian tobacco billionaire who has built quite the business empire that includes various businesses from tobacco to banking to telecom. He and his brother Michael Bang Bang HARTONO operate and own Jajaram, the third largest producer of clove cigarettes in the world. At some point after they had conquered and successfully run the family's cigarette business, the brothers decided on a career change. They shifted their focus to strengthen and expand their empire by moving into investing in banking. Today they control a 51% stake in the Bank of Central Asia, the largest and most influential retail bank in Indonesia, making them the bank's main shareholders. These ventures are not without some major profits too, as it all earns the Chinese billionaire a net worth of $14.9 billion, making him and his brother two of the richest men in Indonesia. Before we move on, leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be the first watching new episodes. Number 9. Ken Griffin, $15.4 billion. Griffin is an American hedge fund manager and the head of Chicago-based hedge fund Citadel. He took an interest in trading from a young age while he was still an undergraduate student at Harvard in 1987. Due to the staggering success of his work and the innovation he displayed while managing his investments, Griffin drew the attention of the financial community and finance legend Frank Meyer. 3 years later in 1990, he established the Wellington Financial Group. By 1994, having grown to become one of the most sought-after hedge fund managers in the country, the company was rebranded as Citadel. Citadel now oversees more than $30 billion in capital, while Ken himself sits on a net worth of $15.4 billion. Number 8. Thomas Petterfly. Number 8. Thomas Petterfly, $15.7 billion. Often considered the father of modern trading, Thomas Petterfly founded discount trading company Interactive Brokers in 1995. He eventually took the company public in 2007, but still owns the majority of it. In 1965, a young Petterfly immigrated to the US from Hungary with no money or how to speak a word of English. On getting to the US, he started work as an architectural draftsman and then became a computer software designer. But that was just his introduction to the world of finance, and he did take it by storm. By 1977, he had bought a seat on the American Stock Exchange and started trading options. He built a handheld computer, which he used to trade on the floor of the exchange, the first time that had ever happened. He also played an important role in developing the first electronic trading platform. He is currently the richest Hungarian in the world and a revered icon of modern-day trading. Number 7. Ned Johnson III, $17.1 billion. American Edward Crosby Ned Johnson is no ordinary man. The billionaire investor and businessman owns Fidelity Investments and Fidelity International. He was the CEO of Fidelity, the second largest U.S. mutual fund manager for almost 40 years. The company was founded by his father, Edward Johnson II, in 1946, and by 1960, Ned was already the portfolio manager for the Fidelity Trend Fund. In 1972, he became president of the company, and by 1977 had risen to the position of chairman and chief executive officer. He served in that capacity for almost 44 years. On November 21, 2016, Ned Johnson announced he would retire in December and turn over the company's chairmanship to his daughter Abigail. His current net worth is a whopping $17.1 billion. Number 6. Steve Schwarzman, $17.9 billion. Steven Schwarzman is an American businessman, investor, and philanthropist. The son of a dry goods store owner, Schwarzman founded Blackstone in 1985 alongside Pete Peterson. At first, the company didn't look like it was doing okay, and Steven struggled with keeping up. It was only a matter of time before he found success, though. Today, that same company is a financial behemoth and is considered the world's largest private equity firm. Blackstone now manages up to $439 billion in assets. In 2017, Schwarzman made waves when he reported that he took home a pay package of $786 million for the year. making him the private equity industry's highest paid executive. In recent years, however, Schwarzman has taken a backseat in the day-to-day management of Blackstone. And while he's still CEO, he's now mostly involved in fundraising. In 2018, Jonathan Gray, the firm's real estate head, was promoted to the position of President and Chief Operating Officer, leading many to believe he's in a position to succeed Schwarzman as CEO. Hopefully, he would follow in the footsteps of Steve, who has managed to amass a wealth of $17.9 billion in his time with Blackstone. Number 5. Ray Dalio, $19.6 billion. Ray Dalio is an American hedge fund manager, founder, and co-chief investor at the hedge fund Bridgewater Associates. One of the biggest in the world, Bridgewater manages a portfolio of around $160 billion in investments around the world. At the age of 12, Dalio wanted some extra bucks, so he worked for a while as a caddy, where he heard of some of the people he worked for talk about stock trading. In 1975, 2 years after receiving an MBA from Harvard Business School, Dalio launched Bridgewater out of his apartment. Having grown the business to an astronomical level by developing a keen eye for investments, Dalio's Bridgewater was named the hedge fund in the world in 2013, and in 2020, Bloomberg ranked Dalio as the 79th richest person in the world. Dalio is also a very active philanthropist. He's part of the Giving Pledge initiative and is dedicated to giving away his wealth to charitable causes. He's also an author, self-publishing a manual on the principles of money management and leadership. Number 4. Carl Icahn, $19.4 billion. Number 4 on this list of the richest people in finance is a man who likes to avoid the public eye as much as he can. He doesn't, but not for lack of trying. It's hard for one of the most recognizable faces in finance to stay anonymous for long. Carl Icahn is the founder and controlling shareholder of ICAHN Enterprises, a holding company based in New York. He's also the chairman of Federal Mogul, an American developer, manufacturer, and supplier of powertrain components and vehicle safety products. Through his career, ICAHN has developed a reputation as a corporate raider by going hard on undervalued and poorly managed companies to change their ways. He famously profited from the hostile takeover and asset stripping of the American airline TWA, which began in 1985. ICAHN has become one of the most powerful people in finance and has invested in many top high-profile companies, including Marvel, Time Warner, Netflix, and Herbalife. He's not just a businessman. The billionaire has dabbled in politics too. He was a special advisor to President Trump on regulation until his resignation in August 2017. Number 3. Jim Simmons, $22 billion. Mathematician, billionaire hedge fund manager, and philanthropist, James Simmons is known around the financial world as the Quant King because of his revolutionary work in the hedge fund industry with his mathematics-based approach to money management. He's founder of Renaissance Technologies, a hedge fund based in New York. Of course, it's not right that the mathematician lives up to his name. Renaissance Technologies has made more than $57 billion in assets under management. During the Vietnam War, Simmons worked as a code breaker for the U.S. Department of Defense, but was later fired after becoming very vocal of his criticism of the war. He has also given his money away to charitable causes. He is part of the Giving Pledge, a group consisting of billionaires who pledge most of their wealth to charity. Number 2. Abigail Johnson, $28.6 billion. American businesswoman Abigail Johnson is the CEO of mutual fund giant Fidelity Investments. In 2014, she succeeded her father, Ned Johnson III, Chief Executive Officer of the company. She also serves as chairman of its international sister company, Fidelity International, FIL. She is the granddaughter of Edward C. Johnson II, who founded the firm in 1946. Johnson currently owns around 24.5% stake of the firm, which manages assets a little over $3 trillion. Number 1. Warren Buffett, $87.4 billion. Who better to be number 1 on this list other than the Oracle of Omaha? The billionaire's story is one most people know. Warren Buffett developed an interest in the business world and investing at an early age. By 11, he had purchased his first shares in the stock market and sold them for a $5 profit. After trying and failing to get into Harvard Business School, Buffett went to Columbia Business School instead and learned under legendary investor Benjamin Graham, who took Buffett under his wings and served as his mentor. After working as a securities analyst in the early 50s, he started his own investment company. By 1969, he bought the textile company Berkshire Hathaway. In 1969, converted it into a holding company that would be the base of his many lucrative investment portfolios. The vast array of assets and investments within Buffett's portfolio includes stakes in some of the most valuable companies in the world. Be invested in companies such as American Express, Coca-Cola, General Motors, amongst many others. He's a known philanthropist who has reportedly given away up to $31.5 billion of his wealth. He is also a member of the Giving Pledge Initiative, a charitable initiative that invites billionaires to give away most of their wealth to charity. There you have it, the 10 richest people in finance. Whether by groomed discipline, trained eyes for smart investment opportunities, or even a tad bit of luck, the people on this list have made the most out of various occurrences within the economy and built empires. They've taken their companies and turned them into incredible money-making machines. Thanks for watching. Leave the comment down below and let us know what you think about smart investing of these people. Don't forget to subscribe for new and upcoming episodes.